this year. And that online, as you're reaching out and messaging people and cold prospecting and finding people in groups and doing your copy paste victimizing, how's that working for you? Let me know in the chat below. For me, that was not working. And so I knew that I had to pivot. And as I pivoted, like for me, this social media thing, for a long time, I didn't even have an account until 2018. So like I was not on social media. It was not my thing. But the awesome thing is that every business skill can be learnable, and it really is a skill. And it takes practice, it takes focus, so that you don't get stuck in scroll patrol and just swiping through your news feed and losing track of all kinds of time. If you guys have seen the show, The Social Dilemma, I encourage you to watch it, but look at it from a viewpoint of how am I going to run my business in an online world the way that these companies are working? Because Facebook, Google, Twitter, Instagram, they're all data companies, and we can use that in our business to our advantage. So today what we're going to be talking about is building a consistent following. So who wants a consistent following? I know I do for sure. So go ahead, put following, hashtag following in below if that's what you guys want as well. But what's the goal? Why do we care about having a following? It's all about adding value. When you can be the person that someone turns to when they're struggling, when they are feeling stuck, feeling down, feeling like they're not moving forward in their business, and you can provide solutions for them, those are going to be the people that you build a following for. And we've talked about this before on our page, but it is so important that you remember that you are building your brand online. You are building a relationship with these people. And the awesome thing about online and this social media thing is that you get to use leverage. You get to leverage the technology. You get to leverage other people's time that they're investing into watching your page. And you only have to do that once. So right now we have about 1,200 followers or so on our page. And that's potentially 1,200 sets of eyes that get to see things like this live. And you can do the same thing. And I'm going to talk about 3 steps on how to hack that to get a consistent following so that they can understand you and your brand, build a know, like, and trust, with the ultimate goal of turning people into leads. But you're not doing it coming from a place of desperation. You're coming from a place where you have already added a ton of value into your followers' lives, and they're coming to you asking for more. And so it's a vastly different way to build. So the first thing that you're going to do, number 1, is pick one platform. Depending on your demographic, we'll probably go more into detail in this, but the way that I like to look at it is Facebook is social. And it attracts a different age demographic. So who are you trying to attract? Instagram is kind of more, it's social, but it's also more artistic. So, and a younger age group. So are you trying to attract that crowd? Google, well, you're going to be wanting to attract people that know about, they want to learn things, right? They're searching for answers. YouTube wants entertainment, or also how-tos. They want to learn how to do something new. And so you got to figure out your brand and how you're going to be consistent in that brand. But anyway, just use one platform to start, though, because if you try to learn all of it at once, that's going to turn into like crazy amounts of overwhelm. Even one platform can turn into a lot of overwhelm as you're learning and picking things up. So just pick one and let's be consistent at it. Excuse me. Get a drink here. Might be a little short today because I've had a migraine for the last couple days and it's been killing me. I've been kind of postponing the live to try and have more energy, but at some point you just got to move on. So anyway, the second one is to use live video, just like this right here, because it builds more of a connection. What's the numbers? Text is only about 7% of communication. Voice, intonation, inflection, and stuff like that is like another 38% or something like that. And then the remaining 55% is body language. Now, you only get from like here up body language right now because we're all online, we're all on camera. But guess what? It's better than nothing. You get to see and hear your I guess your followers get to see and hear you so that you can build a connection with them. So live video is the most important, but guess what? If you're not there yet, if you are in a place where even just posting on Facebook is a challenge for you, guess what? I have been there. 2 hands up for that one. So let me know if that's a struggle for you. Put hashtag post down below, because I've been there. I like posting was not my favorite thing in the world to do. And it took me a couple years to actually get to a point where I could do it more consistently. And even now, I still have to work on it sometimes. So just make sure that as you're going into, as you're going into it, there is no right answer. You got to figure out what you can do, but be willing to take that first step. And if that first step is, hey, you know what? The best I can do is I'm going to post 1 time a week. Awesome. That is success for you. Like, we don't want to get into a comparison mode, because that's the fastest road to unhappiness. So what you're doing is you're looking at, where do I want to go, and what is the first step to get there? If that's posting once a week, even, do it. Go for it. I'm excited for you guys to take that on, because I know that as you take consistent action, you will build your confidence, and it takes time. Like, if you go back and look at some of the first videos we did on this page, kind of sucked. And even now, I still kind of mess up here and there. But guess what? That's okay, because we're going to mess up. We're going to make mistakes. And it's totally okay. You just got to learn how to figure out what you can learn from that and go tweak one thing. And over time, as you be more consistent, you're going to get better and better. And that brings me to tip number 3 is, you want to work up to a point where you're going to eventually do it daily. When you can get to a point where you're doing that daily and showing up, you're on the top of people's minds. You are building more and more of a connection. And the awesome thing is that leverage. You know, you've got hundreds to thousands potentially of followers that are hearing and seeing you. And you're not doing that belly to belly. You're using leverage, and you're expanding your reach. And the cool thing is, even if you've got one person following you and that person is consistent because you're showing up every day as a leader for them, you have influence. So the idea that you have to have a ton of followers and people, just a ton of people looking at what you're doing to be an influencer, that's a bunch of BS. Influence is the ability to help someone change. Really, it's to help someone change, but I'm going to add for the better. So the goal is to help them change, to make an improvement in what they are trying to achieve. Not what you're trying to achieve, not what you care about, but what are they trying to achieve. And when you can do that and be service-minded and focused, the way that I heard it best put was by Mark Hoverson. And this has been a while back where he said this, obviously. For those of you that don't know, you know, I want to be very respectful of this, but the guy has a way with words. If you don't know him, you can kind of look him up, but unfortunate situation for him and really for his family. But the way that he has with words is very powerful and very impactful. And so people that are very powerful and impactful with words, study them. But what he said is, when he is like doing a post or writing an email or doing a live or doing any of this stuff, right? His goal was, what can I do to be the absolute best part of someone's day? And when you go into it with that mindset and that consistency, your world's going to change for you. And it's awesome. So just remember that. The 3 steps: use one platform to start, use live video, or start where you can. Live video is going to be the best though. And do it daily, or start where you can, but build up to doing daily posts and content. So remember those 3 steps to help you create a consistent follower, and with the ultimate goal of turning those followers into leads so that they can continue to work with you, give them the opportunity to work with you in your teams. So today, if you got some value out of this, put #value and go ahead and let me know what one thing that you took from this that you're going to implement starting right now. And the next time you go live or the next time you do a post, go ahead and tag me in it, because I'd love to see what you guys are up to. So just remember, we think you're awesome, Jill and I both. Yeah, just go out there. Another one of my mentors says this one awesome thing. He says, life is unfair, so go get your unfair share. Put your mind to it, get to work, and we will talk to you guys later.